Hello everyone, I'm Dhir, founder and CEO Language and Learning Foundation, LLF. We are really happy to be associated with Vibha Foundation and to have this opportunity today to be talking to all of you about LLF's work. I have been asked to specifically talk about LLF strategy for strengthening the public education system. As most of you know, India faces a formidable learning crisis for children in primary schools. Several surveys, including the National Achievement Survey, ASR, have shown that young children in grades 1 to 5 do not acquire the basic foundational literacy and numeracy skills that are essential for all future learning. The new Education Policy 2020 estimates that there could be 100 million children who are at risk of not acquiring these foundational skills. Given that this is a huge crisis, LLF decided from the very beginning in 2015 to work with the public education system, which has the mandate of improving learning. The most disadvantaged children in India are also in the government schools.
As I said earlier, we firmly believe, based on research evidence from all across the world, that strong language and literacy skills, including oral expression, strong reading comprehension, and ability to write independently, are the basis of all future learning. LLF works towards building these strong foundational skills and abilities along with thinking and reasoning. And we believe that based on this foundation, all children can go to their full potential. We have an ambitious target of influencing classroom practices of 800,000 teachers in the next 2 years, and with the potential of improving learning outcomes of 30 million children. Today we work with 7 state governments with medium-term MOUs, and we have been able to influence teaching and learning practices of 150,000 teachers and 3 million students in these 7 states. LLF works on a 3-pronged strategy. You can see the 3 pillars here. The first is continuous professional development, not just of teachers, teacher educators, administrators, everyone in the public education system, on the importance and strategies of foundational learning. We also demonstrate school-level programs to show how transformation can be achieved in teaching and learning outcomes at the school level, and then support the state governments to scale up these projects. And as you can see, the last pillar, which is very important for us, is to support the state government in a number of systemic reforms that can help sustain the impact of these programs. At the top, you can see the objectives of the program include increasing the priority and commitment for foundational learning by state governments and the development of capacity in the state to sustain large-scale learning improvement programs oriented towards improving student learning. So our whole work is oriented towards supporting and strengthening the public education system. We work in 2 broad ways. One is that we work where we collaborate, of course, with the state governments, but we have our people on the ground to be supporting the state government structures to bring a change in the teaching and learning in schools. The other, which we have called direct implementation here, the other way of working is where we provide state-level technical support to be able to help the state government revise the curriculum, reform their assessments, new workbooks, training modules for teachers at the state level, and the state government then implements it statewide. In some states, we work in a combination of both. So while we provide technical support at the state level, we also work with the state government to demonstrate how these reforms can transform the way teaching, learning, and student learning happens in a block or a district. Our work is really focused, as I said earlier, on strengthening the public education system, and we do that in three ways. The first is that we have, as I said, a partnership with the government through MOUs, and we also help state take the leadership in these programs. We leverage state government budgets so that bulk of the program investment comes from the government. This increases ownership of the state and also sustainability. We ensure that wherever we work, the instructional design, materials, the entire academic agenda is co-created in a contextualized manner with the government agencies. While the core of the program is research-based, and we know it already, but it is always created again and again in every different state and different location, which again increases the ownership of the state government. We also ensure that the government institutions formally adopt the curriculum and program pedagogy so that they make it their own and are able to then take it statewide. Anywhere where we do a demonstration program, the scale-up is always done through the state government. As I mentioned earlier, one of the pillars of our program is building system capacity. So we do a large number of professional development courses, blended courses, now of course mostly online courses with some mentoring support for administrators, middle management, teacher educators, etc. This helps to build capacity in the system and then they can take it forward. We also try and ensure that there is reform in the government system on aspects like free service teacher education, revision of textbooks, the way assessments happen, and the use of monitoring data. So all these systems get reformed, and therefore the program, once it is scaled up, the state government can continue to implement this on their own. We are really happy to be collaborating with Vibha Foundation in Chhattishgarh. The specific project which we are currently collaborating on is called NEEV in a district called Durg, as you can see from the map here. And the focus is on transforming teaching and learning process in 200 schools to help improve the learning of 12,000 children in grades 1 to 3 in the next 2 or 3 years. But alongside, we are working with the Chhattisgarh government to achieve the foundational learning targets that have been set by the new education policy for 2025. And for this, we are doing capacity building programs as we are doing in other states. We are also working with the state government to create awareness and capacity for including children's languages in the classroom in early grades. This is very important in Chhattisgarh because Hindi is the medium of instruction, but most children come to school with almost no understanding of the standard Hindi used at school. We are also supporting the state government in setting up the FLN mission in the state.
Really excited to be working with several state governments and the national government to achieve the ambitious targets of the FLN mission, the Foundational Literacy and Numeracy Mission, of all children in grades 1 to 3 acquiring strong foundational skills by 2025. We are lucky to have Vibha as a partner for Chhattisgarh, and we hope for collaboration with Vibha Foundation in other states as well in supporting them to achieve FLN goals. Thank you.